Hello and welcome to the Downtown Kentucky Podcast. I'm Austin/Parfait.
And I'm every e-boy you've seen scrolling on Instagram, also known as Chris or Ox.
Yeah. He's got a new haircut.
Well, I got my hair dyed.
Yeah.
Bleached, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh,
Our YouTube viewers, they know already. They already watched Movie Club Commentary, right? They watched it? Please?
No, they haven't.
Darn it.
But for those of you who don't know what this is, it's the Downtown Kentucky Podcast.
It's pretty self-explanatory. It's a podcast.
Yeah, there's a giant logo right over there.
It's in the middle there. Down there.
If you can't read so good,
yeah,
and you are an audio listener, this is a podcast.
Yeah.
In case somehow you managed to stumble across this.
If you clicked on this and maybe saw the... You can't tell by that logo that says Downtown Kentucky because the D is backwards. I get it. It's a weird logo that I came up with years ago. But yeah, today's the podcast. On our podcast, we talk about news. That's what we do, kind of.
News and things.
Weird stuff. And then we have
we talk about whatever we want.
We talk about whatever we can find. And our first story kind of, ties with the title. And, I feel like a deeper discussion we might be able to have here. Or not. Who knows? And that's that recently announced by the Futurama Twitter. Futurama is returning to Hulu with the whole cast minus John DiMaggio. The whole cast!
Oh, wow, that's so cool. That,
yeah.
Everyone minus, the heart of the crew.
Oh!
Well, that's not true, because,
hey.
Fry's still there.
Yeah, don't take
Who is also his grandpa.
Yeah. But yeah, as we kind of we said there, John DiMaggio is currently not coming back. There's a chance that enough people make a big stink that he'll get what he, because apparently it sounds like he wants to get paid a little more for his services because he's probably they're either giving him a lowball offer or he thinks he's worth more than what they think he's worth. Obviously I'm not in the situation. I don't know exactly what the offers are.
There's also a good chance he's just got a lot of offers for work because John DiMaggio is a pretty well-known voice actor and does a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and he's Jake the dog. He's Bender. He's
a character from Gears of War.
Yeah, he's 100 other characters that all sound like those 3 characters we just said.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but yeah, he's kind of central to that show, and the irony is that the announcement picture of this, return is a picture with Bender saying "We're back," and it's but Bender isn't back.
Yeah,
and it's just,
yeah. I
feel like it speaks to a bigger problem that the entertainment industry has when it comes to voice actors. They kind of feel like they're, replaceable. And
yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say, no.
Yeah, they're not. They're kind of central to what makes those characters those characters.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a shame. I would have hoped that the creators and even honestly the other actors would have which makes me does kind of play devil's advocate because we don't know the full situation. The fact that no one else seems to be on his side here, maybe he is making outrageous demands. There is a chance, but then there's also an element of how do you do a show you can't. I mean, I guess hopefully you find someone who can do the voice, but good luck with that because a lot of times when they try to recast actors, it'll be close but not quite there, and yeah. I don't know, just it's worrisome. When I first saw the picture, oh, Futurama returns, awesome, and then I was immediately saw a ton of people yeah, but John DiMaggio's not going oh, okay,
hey, Futurama,
cool, Futurama's back, but without Bender.
Yeah,
but he is going to be back, but just not John DiMaggio, probably, because there is a big campaign right now on the internet to boycott the show if they don't bring back John DiMaggio, and the internet throwing a fit has worked in the past, so it might this time. I mean, Sonic got reanimated,
He sure did, and rightfully so.
And yeah, Just like, I don't know what John DiMaggio was asking for, but maybe try to give it to him, because I feel like I don't feel like you can make the show without him. Like, I don't. It just, unless you, like, killed off the character of Bender, which would also be weird. And
it would.
But, like, I feel like that would be the only way that you could make it work is trying to do the show without his character, not trying to replace the actor.
Yeah. Because I feel like if you try to replace the voice of Bender and still have Bender, it would be noticeable.
Yeah.
And, like, even then, I feel like his voice acting brought a lot of character. I mean, yes, but there's a certain
like heart
flair to it.
Yeah.
And a certain heart.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you could just replace by hiring somebody else.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. I'll probably give it. I have Hulu. I'll probably give it a try if it comes out without him, just to see. And I probably won't enjoy it and probably leave. Just like I'm a big Muppets fan. I haven't watched the new Muppet stuff because they replaced the puppeteer and voice of Kermit recently.
No.
So, yeah.
Not Kermit.
Yeah.
Dang.
So I haven't watched any of the new stuff, and that's another one situation where, from what it sounds like, the guy who was playing Kermit, Steve Whitmire, was also kind of maybe making demands or like trying to change the character in ways that the company didn't want, and that Disney owns it, not him. But it's a situation where it's like it breaks it without him though. So we'll have to see what happens here. But let's try to move on to some slightly more positive news. Slightly, because honestly, I don't care about most of what we're about to cover. But it does feel like something we should cover. That's Nintendo Direct happened, I believe, yesterday?
It did.
Yeah,
and I tried to watch it, and then I realized it was just announcing a whole bunch of games I didn't really care about or already knew were coming out.
We have a Fire Emblem spin-off game.
Do not care.
Yeah, let me just... make sure I don't...
No Man's Sky. Remember that game? Remember that game that failed
No Man's
online?
Sky is somehow coming to Switch.
Yeah.
Which is it's a solid point. I don't know how the amount of stuff that is like the processing power.
That is a massive game.
Yeah, I don't. We'll see. Mario Strikers is returning. If you like soccer and you like Mario, maybe you'll like this.
I mean, it's the least soccer game you could buy.
Yeah.
It is probably the most fun soccer game you could buy. And FIFA fans, you can deal with it. I'm sorry.
We have a Chrono Cross remaster.
Yep, it's what everyone's been asking for. Another remaster on the Switch.
A remaster for the pseudo-sequel of Chrono Trigger. I have heard of Chrono Trigger. Haven't heard of Chrono Cross. Wii Sports is getting a sequel on the Nintendo.
This is honestly kind of hype.
I mean, I agree.
Wii Sports was dope.
I agree. It was for what it was. And for the time and the era.
And it was a fantastic little party game.
Yeah, but
we're going to have it on the Switch.
But that was back when people, people loved the Wii and cared about the Wii. I don't think there is I got the new game for the Switch kind of bring your friends over to play. Like, the Wii was revolutionary at the time, so when you heard your friend had a Wii, you're like, oh, cool, I'll go play some Wii Sports because it's the only game that knows how to use the Wii properly.
No, you're not gonna, bring friends over to play it, but if you have adult friends and you hang out with them on a consistent basis and you game it all, then I don't think bringing out Wii Sports is going to be something that they would get upset about. I think they would be very much down.
Yeah, maybe. I don't. I don't. I wouldn't. Here's the thing. I wouldn't be down. I think it sounds.
I know you don't like Wii Sports, but a lot of people like Wii Sports.
They liked Wii Sports when it was revolutionary and a groundbreaking thing. I don't think now it matters. I think now is the weird time to do it. If they tried to make Wii Sports 2 on the Wii U right after people cared about the Wii, sure. But the Wii. When did the Wii come out?
2000.
It was Wii Sports specifically. Wii Sports release was.
Well, it was a launch game.
It was 2006. Wii Sports hasn't mattered since 2006.
You're wrong, but that's okay. Because they did release Wii Sports Resort.
Fine, let me find out when Wii Sports Resort
which came out in 2008, so gotcha.
2009.
Oh, even better.
Sorry, the game. You're right. It hasn't mattered in 13 years.
Not for long.
No, this game is going.
Resurgence, baby. I'm
This
calling
game
it.
is not going to succeed.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
No,
the
Wii Sports remake, the sequel.
Oh, it'll
no
do fine.
It's gonna do fine for
It'll do
Nintendo
fine.
because Nintendo doesn't have enough games on their console, so people buy everything.
Yeah, they'll buy this for their kids or to play with their other young adult friends,
But no one's
and it will sell just fine.
No one's gonna play it after like a week after it comes out.
Oh no, but that's like most games nowadays.
Yeah.
Like a AAA title's released, they play it for a week and a half, and they move on to whatever like new schlock comes out.
I feel like you're maybe I'm underhyping it, but I think you're also overhyping the amount of people who are gonna care. I don't think I can think of any person I know, except for apparently you, that would ever suggest playing this with their friends.
Everyone who I have watched cover this, the Wii Sports was the only thing they were excited about.
So you were gaming nerds cared about this.
Yeah. People who are playing a Nintendo Switch still.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. All right, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is coming to Nintendo Switch in September. Mother/Earthbound is being added to the Nintendo Switch Online. I mean, that's cool, I guess, but it's also that game that they've had for forever, and they just decided to, hey, I guess we'll put it on the service now. It's like, okay, cool.
Well, now you don't have to play it through an emulator anymore, Austin.
But the thing is, they had the power. That's the thing with all of this, like virtual NES and SNES stuff they have, and their virtual N64, and all the games that just aren't there.
There's no way they could have just done it all at the same time.
Yeah, like I get like there's certain things like why we'll never get GoldenEye. I get it.
Yeah.
Or I don't think Banjo-Kazooie can ever be there because it's owned by Rare, which is owned by Microsoft. Like there's certain things where I can kind of.
They might be releasing a few Rare games.
Are they? Okay. So I might be wrong with that, but like I get certain things, like licensed games, I get it. But there's no reason why in-house made Mother/Earthbound wasn't released at launch.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
I like Kotaku's article name for this one. Instead of announcing Mario Kart 9, Nintendo reveals more Mario Kart 8 DLC.
Mario Kart 8 forever, baby!
Portal and Portal 2
it's never gonna die.
Are coming to the Switch.
Oh, hey, we've played that game.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Portal, another one of those games that was really awesome in like 2008. And I think like anyone who wanted to play Portal's played Portal at this point.
Yeah.
But
hey, now it's a fun game.
But now you can play it on the toilet. So I guess that's cool.
All your dreams can finally come true, guys. Don't worry.
Now we got a game I've never heard of called Triangle Strategy.
Yeah, I think it's a sequel to Octopath Traveler, which is, another JRPG, so...
It's fair.
All the same trash, but with a new story and repackaged.
The classic Squaresoft JRPG Live Alive? Or Live Alive? I feel like...
Live Alive?
I feel like... Here's the thing. I feel like throwing around the word classic here might be a little extreme, considering I have never played a JRPG, but I've heard of most of it, like the classics.
That's fair. There it is. There's Live Alive. There it goes.
Yep, and then we got...
Oh. Wow. I forgot this game existed,
Okay.
Klonoa. I played this game as a kid, and forgot that I played this game ever.
The first one and the sequel are coming to the Switch July 8th.
I don't know which one I played, but I think it was the first one, because I don't remember him having all yellow eyes like that. That's wild.
Then, this game had already been announced, but I feel like it's the only thing that I care about that Nintendo's announced recently, and that's Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I still probably won't play it, because I don't really use my Switch.
I will almost certainly buy this game and play it.
And that's fair.
Because it looks fantastic.
Yeah. Splatoon 3.
We're not going to cover Front Mission first?
No, I was just going to skip that, because we don't have to cover everything. We've probably already covered too much in this category. We probably should move on soon, but I feel like we would be remiss.
Splatoon 3 is here, hooray!
Yeah, I feel like we should talk about Splatoon 3. Like, I mean, I never cared about Splatoon 1. I feel like people who like Splatoon 1 didn't see the need for Splatoon 2, so I don't feel like there's going to be a need for a
no one understands why Splatoon 3 is happening.
Yeah, and then... Metroid Dread is getting just a new difficulty option, so nothing.
Free update. Woo!
Yeah. Okay. So that's it. That's the Nintendo Direct. It sucked this time.
Yeah, really a whole lot of nothing.
That was probably about like an hour long presentation, and we just told you everything in about 9 minutes, and had like a 4-minute argument about Wii Sports in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So that shows you really how much information there was there. It's
not a lot. Not
a lot. Speaking of not a lot, Rockstar has announced, to a shock to no one, they're working on the next GTA game. That's it. No details about like when it's coming out, officially where it's going to be, even officially saying it's GTA 6. They're just saying they're working on the next GTA game.
Oh, don't worry. It's GTA 5 and we're porting it to another console.
Yeah. We're getting ready for the...
Port it to the Switch.
We're getting ready to port it to Stadia. Oh, wait. Google shelved that. Yeah, that just happened like this week. They like officially announced like in the backside they're done. They're not going to support it really anymore.
The Stadia?
Yeah, Stadia's pretty much dead. Yeah. And our next bit of news, this one's good. Bruce Willis, renowned actor at one point, like action star in like a lot of great movies at a certain point in his life. Well, he hasn't been in as many great movies lately. And in fact, he's been in so many bad movies in the past few years, especially last year, that the Razzies, which are like the Oscars for bad movies, in a sense, like, for the people who don't know, if you're someone who doesn't.
Imagine the Oscars, but the opposite.
Yeah, it's like, the worst movie of the year, the worst actor. And really, the worst movie of the year is the only one that matters, because then, kind of like the Oscars, but even more so with the Razzies, whatever wins the worst of the year ends up cleaning up everything else. It's like the main actor from that worst movie. It's always that. But the Razzies have added a new award, which is the worst acting by Bruce Willis in like that year's films. And there's like 6 or 8 nominees, I think, for Bruce for 2021. Well, I think it's probably like the Oscars called the 2022, but it's all about the movies from the year prior. But yeah, so there is a new award all about just which was his worst acting.
Do we know who won this year?
I think they just announced.
Because this doesn't come as a huge surprise to me, because I have, but I watch a lot of movie review YouTube channels, and they have covered some of the newer movies that Bruce Willis has started. Yeah. And it's just honestly so bizarre and shocking to see him just so cashed out.
Yeah.
Delivering these flat lines, staring directly into the camera.
But yeah, no, there is that's it makes sense. And he's been doing that for a while too. Cuz he's been doing it for the past like 10 years or so. He's just been like pushing out whatever movie people will come to him for. Oh, you want me? All right, fine, I'll do it. But yeah, you asked if the winner is known yet. No, because I believe, at least from my knowledge, they have not. The Razzies haven't happened quite yet. They're like, they just announced like the nominees, and it's a bunch of movies. Like for the worst movie, it's a bunch of movies I haven't heard of, and Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Bruce Willis is in Space Jam: A New Legacy?
No, for the worst movie of the year, the actual the main Razzie. I didn't know any of the Bruce Willis movies. Because I don't follow crappy movies specifically because they're crappy, and I feel like that's what Bruce Willis is in at this point.
Yeah, he sure is.
Yeah,
sure is.
Yeah, he really is. It's sad. This guy, he was in Die Hard.
He was.
He was in The Kid. Not nearly as right.
The Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
He was in The Fifth Element.
He was in Unbreakable.
Yeah, and to a lesser extent.
Split?
Glass.
Oh yeah, Glass is the one he was. He was in both actually. He was in like a scene in Split. But yeah, Glass was the third one that linked the two movies. So bad. I'm not sure. We could do a whole. Remember how we talked about doing a whole
Split in Glass and Unbreakable.
What?
Split was what linked Glass and Unbreakable.
No.
What?
No, Unbreakable comes out first, then Split,
Mhm.
and then there's a final
Right.
scene in Split where they link it, and then Glass is like
Right.
the sequel to both.
Yeah, that's what well, Split is really what connects.
I mean, it puts it in the same world, but I feel like the movie that actually like connects the characters together is Glass. Like, you just
Okay,
have him
well,
there. He's like a cameo tease saying it's going to happen. Glass was the movie that was supposed to capitalize on the linked worlds of these M. Night Shyamalan garbage movies. That's not fair. I mean, actually, I really liked Unbreakable, and like the first hour and a half of Split before where they throw in Bruce Willis for no reason. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, whatever.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, we should do a whole doc. Remember we've talked about this before I don't know if we talked about the podcast. We talked about in general though our desire to do a Kanye documentary. I want to do an M. Night Shyamalan documentary as well, just to discuss like the rise and fall of that man's career. Like, he hit some bangers early on.
Don't worry. Once the docu-series, format becomes our bread and butter.
Okay.
We'll have plenty of people to choose from.
I just want to say I want to do an M. Night Shyamalan one. I want to do it. It'll be fun.
I think we should do a Bruce Willis one, and then
honestly,
along that same.
And then right after the Bruce Willis one, we do the better side of Bruce Willis, which is Nicolas Cage. Pretty much the same kind of career, but he's doing having a career renaissance.
But he's made a whole brand out of it.
Yeah, he pivoted further into the crazy, and now he's having a renaissance from that.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis needs to just go crazy. That's really what I'm trying to say. Is please, Bruce, star in your version of Pig. Star in Cow.
Pig. What a good movie. What a good movie.
Well. And our final news story it's an update, actually.
Oh my gosh!
I believe it was 2 weeks ago. We discussed the woman versus rabbit salad eating competition that was coming up. It was a big deal. Who's gonna win, the woman or the rabbit? Will we find out if salad is rabbit food or human food? Well, it's according to this, at least, it's human food because that happened, and the woman in about 10 minutes she ate close to 4 pounds of salad. Well, the bunny...
A lot of salad.
Yeah, well, the bunny, put up its own effort and ate nothing.
What?
The bunny wouldn't eat.
Nothing at all?
Nope. And they had a backup rabbit as well, who also wouldn't touch the salad.
That's concerning, I feel like.
It's definitely kind of shows that the chop shop there. Maybe if you live in wherever it was in California, don't go to the chop shop for your salad, because rabbits won't eat it.
Yeah, if even the animals won't eat the food, probably not good salad.
I mean, it's another one of those stories that's a surprise to no one. We all knew that the woman was definitely going to win because she was a competitive eater, and it was a rabbit who had no idea what was happening. But the rabbit said, "I don't care.
I don't even want to nibble on this lettuce."
To be fair, I didn't watch it. There is a chance that it did nibble, but I heard from what I heard, he didn't eat anything. That could be he ate an ounce. That's still nothing, but he did both rabbit. There was a backup rabbit because I guess the owner was worried that this might happen, and neither of them would eat the salad.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
So
That's the news.
Alright, to the chop shop.
Yeah, this is a slow news week, as you can see.
But you know what that means? All the sooner we get to champions
tournament. The champions tournament. Chris, what is Tournament of Champions? The actual title of this show. What is it?
That's right. Well, the Tournament of Champions is a little thing we throw together where we gather characters from all sorts of different universes and media, and we pit them against each other in a death match. A winner takes all.
Was there any rules on how they get in here, or is it just random?
Completely random.
Yeah. I like to always explain that you could be anything from Thanos to Rocky Balboa, who are all eligible to be in this tournament. They are both going to be in this tournament at some point. Neither of them have been drawn yet.
That's right.
But yeah, we just finished season 1 last week with our winner of season 1 being
surprise to no one.
Yeah, surprise to no one was Scarlet Witch. And today we're starting season 2, the whole new crop of 64 talents that are going to compete over the next 9 weeks, technically, counting today. So
yeah.
But yeah, so let's find out who our contestants are for today.
Let's do it.
Let's head on over to the West Coast bracket. Our first one, we have Spyro the Dragon from, well, his namesake series.
Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah, crazy. Taking on Neo from The Matrix.
Neo the Dragon.
From The Matrix.
Yeah.
Specifically from Matrix Resurrections.
Oh.
No. Then we have Earthworm Jim taking on from the Earthworm Jim games. Let
me save you real quick. You got Earthworm Jim up on the
darn.
bracket at the moment.
I always make mistakes spelling.
Everybody makes mistakes.
To be fair, it's
everybody has those days.
I just misclicked. Okay. Earthworm Jim taking on Chewbacca from Star Wars.
Oh.
Yeah, baby.
I just need to look up what the canonical height of Earthworm Jim is.
5'8".
Quick. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a big worm.
I was also worried he was actually worm-sized and thought that was
worm-sized.
I thought that was a guaranteed win for Chewbacca. Now I haven't fully compared their powers. It's not as definite as I thought it was for a second. Then we have, heading over to our East Coast bracket, we have our Battle of I should have given these like themes. I guess the round 1 on the West Coast was the Battle of Dragons, Spyro and Neo. Then we have the Battle of Space Fighters in Earthworm Jim and Chewbacca. Then we have Prowler versus Captain Cold, the Battle of Comic Book Villains. Because we have Prowler from the MCU and Captain Cold from DC, specifically Flash, typically. Yeah. And then,
not to be confused with, Mr. Freeze, the other cold DC villain.
That's a Batman villain. It's different.
Villains are hard to come up with.
And then our final round, once again, this wasn't on purpose, but it's kind of a theme here. We have the Arnold classic in itself, Conan the Barbarian, from Conan the Barbarian, the movie, or from he's also in the Marvel Comics, which, spoiler alert, is kind of where we're going to take probably the battle, because there's a way to find powers for a Marvel character, but not a random movie character. And then lastly, in our East Coast bracket, we have the Terminator from the Terminator franchise. Specifically, the T-1000, I believe, is the one that is Arnold. It's the one that's Arnold. It's not,
Is it Arnold versus Arnold?
It is. It is Arnold versus Arnold. That's the Arnold Classic.
Oh my god.
So let's head on over to our Battle of Dragons, because there's probably a better thing there for them. Battle of names that end in O. We have Spyro versus Neo. Let's break down these competitors. We have, Spyro, who, when I looked up Spyro's powers, I'm going to read this little paragraph here, because this is all part of his powers. We have, Spyro is a cute and energetic young male purple dragon.
Ooh,
he is known for his
dating profile.
I guess so. Apparently, that's also part of his powers: is being cute, energetic, male, and purple. He is known for his ability to defeat enemies by breathing fire and charging at them, and his ability to glide to otherwise unreachable areas in the game world. Yeah. Then we have Neo, who
is Neo in the Matrix, or is he in Zion?
I had a bit there. Thanks for ruining it.
Sorry.
I was going to read off all his super crazy powers and then be like, but wait, he's not in the Matrix, and then only find out. Then I was gonna go find out what his powers in the Matrix were, or outside of the Matrix, because he's not in the Matrix. Why would this battle be in the Matrix? It doesn't make sense. So let's find out.
Well, Spyro is a video game character. Technically, we all live in the Matrix, Austin. You don't know.
To be fair, I don't know if I actually can find his powers outside.
We live in a simulation.
Let's find his power. Where's his powers and abilities?
Oh my gosh, is that Feet in the chat? Let's go.
Oh, hello, Feet.
It's been a while since we've had Feet watch us.
It's a weird way to put it, but yeah. Trouble.
Yeah, it's almost like his powers outside of the Matrix is that he is a normal human being,
Well, that's not true. I believe it
but
literally isn't.
also like kind of not.
In the movie where he comes out of the Matrix, there was like a little thing about it here. In the sequel to the 1999 groundbreaking sci-fi movie, not only expanded on the mythos and explored profound questions about free will, but it also gave Neo new powers outside the Matrix. But he doesn't tell me what they are. Looks like he might be able to control Sentinels or Sentinels.
I got stocks accidentally. Oops. Neo's powers in the real world.
Outside of the Matrix. It's just a bunch of articles being like, how does he have the powers? That's not what I asked you. Wait.
He can only do things that a neural connection to the machines would allow him to do. Shut down nearby flying sentinels, detonate nearby missile sentinels, and see signals when he is blindfolded.
Okay.
In parentheses, Wi-Fi signals?
So I guess the answer is...
Looks like he's a normal guy.
He's pretty much a normal guy. So I guess the real question here is, are we saying it's outside of the Matrix, or are we letting him have his Matrix powers?
I feel like it's a lot less cool if he's outside of the Matrix.
Alright, fine. Then inside the Matrix, he has superhuman strength, super speed, bullet time, flight, that is the super speed, that was just, it was in parentheses. Flight, near invulnerability, matrix vision, telekinesis, phasing, precognition, and awareness. So he's broken and will probably win this because we let him have his all of his powers from inside the Matrix.
I mean, if you don't want him to have his powers, we can also not have him have
well,
his
he has his powers for this battle. We'll see if he has the next battle.
We could always flip a coin to see if he keeps his powers.
You know what? I like that. Let's flip the coin to see if he's inside the Matrix.
I feel like that's probably the best way to decide this, because I'm kind of indifferent.
If he
I think it would be
on,
cooler if he had his powers.
If he moves on, we're going to flip it each battle he's in.
Oh.
To see if he is inside the Matrix or outside the Matrix. We're making up the rules as we go along, guys.
I feel like for Neo, that's acceptable. You know, yeah. he's got his own addendum.
Heads, he is plugged into the Matrix. Tails, he is not.
All right.
He's not. Spyro wins.
Oh wow, there he goes, just like that.
Hope you guys are happy.
R.I.P. I'm kind of not. I would have liked to see Neo have his cool powers, but you know that's also fine. You know, the coin decided.
The coin decided
he was unplugged.
Yeah, I mean he was able to turn off some robots nearby. People are gonna be mad about that one. Oh no! Wait.
Yeah.
Our one viewer is happy that said to flip it, so we're good.
Yeah.
All right, now let's move on to our battle of space: Earthworm Jim versus Chewbacca. We didn't even read off Spyro's powers. I guess we did. He ran.
Yeah, we did.
And breathes fire.
He's cute and purple.
And
breathes
that's fire.
His powers, Austin.
You're right. Okay. Earthworm Jim. He has to battle evildoers. Mm-hmm. He permanently relies on his super suit, which grants him superior strength, durability, and the ability to do many things a worm could not normally do due to its lack of limbs.
Oh, that's a cool
power. We also look up his weapons, because I think he at least has like a laser.
He's got a rapid-fire plasma blaster, which can also fire massive and powerful beams.
I'll let you look up that.
Many of his signature abilities, however, are not due to the super suit itself, but due to his own long, stretchy worm body.
Worm body.
Use his self as a whip to attack enemies at close and mid-range, or as a lasso to grab onto small edges and swing off of them, giving him unparalleled mobility.
Oh.
Wow. He can also use his body as a propeller to slow fall.
All right, okay. Well, now, for Chewbacca, when you look up Chewbacca's powers, you don't find a lot, so we are going to go off of his powers and his abilities in Battlefront 2. Which, to be fair, feel about right. He has his bowcaster.
Uh-huh.
He has a charge slam.
Yeah, he does have what I would say enhanced or
Yeah.
superior strength.
Yeah. And he has shock grenades. I believe it is referred to, I think Han, I believe, talks about how a Wookiee could like rip off its opponent's arms and beat him with it if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's a good thing Earthworm Jim doesn't have any arms.
It's true. Oh, this is honestly tough. They're pretty similar.
They're similar, but I
What do you
think
where are you
what
at?
sets Earthworm Jim apart from Chewbacca
Uh-huh.
is his enhanced durability.
Mm.
Like, shoot Chewbacca with a laser blaster, and he's probably gonna die. Most
That's
characters
fair.
who get shot with a laser blaster.
You know, that's fair.
Earthworm Jim has enhanced durability with his super suit, and even if you destroyed his super suit, he could still survive for a decent amount of time outside of it.
Also, what are the percentage of good things Earthworm Jim have been in? What are, Earthworm Jim's,
Earthworm
games
Jim,
rated?
the game,
Well, how many has he been in? There's a
A
lot
few.
there's a lot there.
more than you would think when
Yeah.
you mention a character named Earthworm Jim.
Uh,
And I've played at least one of them,
was it good?
and it was a pretty fun game,
Was it
from what I remember.
better or worse
Better than
Star
Crash.
Wars Episode 3?
Oh.
Which I think is probably the worst movie Chewbacca... No, the worst movie Chewbacca's been is definitely the last...
Rogue One?
Yeah. Oh, was he in Rogue One?
No, he was in the Han Solo movie.
That makes sense. He was also in like all of the reboots, or like the not reboot, the new trilogy.
He was in the
And
new
some of those
trilogy, yeah.
movies are hot garbage. So I think just for that alone, Earthworm Jim definitely takes it.
All right, cool.
I just want to make Star Wars fans mad at me.
I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm not, man. But I'm also an Earthworm Jim fan.
And that's what matters. Now let's head on to our paddle of comic book characters.
Still doing paddles, I guess.
Yep, we're doing paddles. They're paddling each other. We have
Loves a
Prowler.
really cold paddle.
We have Prowler, whose abilities are he's a technological genius. He's skilled in hand-to-hand combat. He has use of hypnotic aids and conventional handheld weapons. Battlesuit. His battlesuit grants him wall crawling, gliding via cape, titanium-laced claws, gauntlets capable of shooting compressed air blast, sleeping pellets, and other projectiles. Captain Cold is a master technician, a master thief and strategist, extensive knowledge of cryonics.
Which is cold technology.
Yep. He's a skilled marksman. That's like the first useful thing here. He possesses a cold gun that allows him to freeze objects to absolute zero temperatures. It's definitely, like, there's no real doubt in my mind it's Prowler.
Prowler?
Yeah, Prowler just has, like,
Right?
a more vast array of stuff, not just a cold gun.
He's a cold gun. And he's really good with it.
Yeah, so we're going Prowler.
Yeah.
And now our final battle. It's the Arnold Classic itself, which I find actually funny to call it. Oh, I closed the wrong one.
In the Arnold v. Arnold.
Yeah. Well, I like calling it the Arnold Classic because that's like the name of like this bodybuilding competition in Ohio that Arnold puts on.
Ah.
So, it's some double marketing there. So we have Conan the Barbarian, who we will, like I've mentioned, we'll be looking at his Marvel powers, because this is from Earth 616, which is, the main Earth. He is
I'll be honest, didn't know Conan the Barbarian was a Marvel character.
Me neither. He is a master warrior. Conan was highly formidable in armed and unarmed combat. He has been trained to use most weapons available to his time with great ability. His skill, brutality, and intensity was unsurpassed, and he had been shown to kill highly skilled and armored opponents by the score, whether armed or barehanded.
Not armed. Not armored, just armed.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have armor.
No, he was shown to kill highly skilled and armed opponents, not armed.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
And then there was also this other one.
When you make a difference.
When you have the word Marvel here, you also have here. He's also of peak human physical condition. He has the skill of melee weapons. He's a melee weapons master, and he has knowledge and experience of fighting the supernatural.
Unfortunately,
He's
the
taking on a Terminator.
is not supernatural at all.
And to be fair, when it comes to the Terminator's powers, it's not a lot if you really look at it just off of the powers. But those are motion tracking, search modes, facial identification, and recognition, and has extreme vision enhancement capabilities. But you know what he also has? Like a body that like takes lava to destroy.
Yeah.
And
you have to melt him.
But
even that doesn't kill him.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it does, because I guess that is another version of him that.
Yeah, it's a different version of him that comes back.
The Terminator timeline's weird.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's disgusting. If we were basing this off of good movies, I think Terminator still wins though, because I think both of the Conan movies sucked, and there was at least two good Terminator movies, and then 12 bad ones. But yeah,
people like T2, right?
Yeah, T2's great. Some people say T2's better than Terminator 1, and I think they're probably right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I respect if someone's opinion is Terminator 1 is better. That's fair. It's not I get it, but I think Terminator 2 might be better.
Yeah, I would say, oh well.
But actually, Chris,
we just read his powers. We didn't read anything about his exoskeleton or his endoskeleton.
But wait, real quick, Chris, real quick. We don't need to, because we know how this is going. And that's going with my favorite subsegment. Chris, tell me how Conan beats the Terminator.
Wielding his supernatural lava sword.
Well, he doesn't have supernatural weapons. He's fought supernatural things.
Well, who's to say he doesn't?
The fact that you just made up a lava sword and you don't know that he ever has had one?
Conan, Arsenal, Marvel. Yeah. Oh, no, that's the character Arsenal. Conan.
He's a DC
weapons.
Character, isn't
he? It is a DC character.
Yeah, that's the former Speedy.
Weirdest character? What? Oh, yeah, okay, it's talking about Conan. Okay. Conan comes to King. Already outfitted with one of Doctor Doom's suits of armor.
Okay.
What?
So it sounds like the comics try to do some weird things with the Conan character a couple times.
Trusty ebony blade. The Necro sword. Oh my gosh! I mean, he has some cool stuff. It sounds like I need to read the Conan comics.
But let's be real. Even with all that stuff, it's good luck taking out a Terminator, and Terminator wins.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He does get blasted or choked to death.
Yeah.
Either is likely.
Yeah. Then let's head on over to our battle of video game mascots. Technically, I mean, we have Spyro the Dragon taking on Earthworm Jim. I don't. You might need to. If anyone needs a refresher, Spyro
is cute, purple,
and energetic,
and young, and also male.
And he has the ability to breathe fire and charge.
Never gonna let Spyro
While
live that
Earthworm
down.
Jim has superior strength and durability.
And a laser blaster. Don't forget about that. So we're giving it to Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, Spyro.
If that wasn't abundantly clear.
Spyro. Oh.
Hold on. You spelled Earthworm Jim wrong.
Oh, you're right. My bad. It's hard to spell.
I know. Earthworm Kim.
All
That's the female Earthworm Jim.
Then we have Prowler versus the Terminator. I don't have a clever title for this one. I can't really think of a connecting thing between them, like at all. They both end in R.
Mm.
Battle of ending in R.
Do we know if EMPs work on the Terminator? Because it does say that the Prowler is a technological genius.
Work on the Terminator.
Prowler Spider-Man. Powers.
In the Rise of the Machines timeline, the T-95000 Terminatrix can hold an EMP device to attack.
They can hold it.
What?
It doesn't say that they... Okay, combative weaknesses. far from invulnerable for one, a 50 caliber machine gun or armor-piercing bullets made of depleted uranium can penetrate its endoskeleton,
Okay.
or even destroy the unit. Intense explosions could permanently dislocate limbs, apparently.
Oh, that's a that's a term of Trex used the EMP against the Terminator.
The T8. Oh, wait, is he the T1000 or is he the
Yeah.
T800?
Well, I think he's T800. I think T1000 is the one from T2.
Okay. Oh, yeah. No, it is. T1000 is... Okay, yeah. They are partially susceptible against electronic attacks such as overcurrent. Plasma weapons could penetrate the armor. I'm
pretty sure.
Did not expect it to go this way, but I think I might be leaning towards Prowler.
I'm also heavily leaning towards Prowler.
Especially seeming as how it's a piece of technology versus a technological genius.
Yeah. Which,
with access to, like, a whole bunch of different weapons.
I will say, I am ever so slightly disappointed, though. There was never a point, though, where we were split on this today. Because we are coming out of the finals, which we don't use the, the coin flip in the finals unless, I guess, we absolutely had to and we, wouldn't stop arguing. But that doesn't normally happen.
Yeah.
But we did use the coin to find out that Neo was stuck in the real world.
That is true.
The coin
Neo
did
does
make
indeed
appearance.
die to a dragon.
The coin always does show up and causes havoc untold.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about Earthworm Jim and Prowler.
Do it.
Superior strength and durability. I feel like it might come down to that durability.
Hand-to-hand combat, use of hypnotic aids, control, handheld weapons.
Because the thing about, and I don't think the Prowler has any actual superpowers.
Yeah.
Which means, an Earthworm Jim, according to this, has, superior strength and durability.
It does have super strength.
And so I assume that the way that's written, that's like super durability, but it could just be durability.
I think it's supposed to imply that it's superior durability as well.
He also has 4 brains.
He is a genius one.
Yeah, he is hyper evolved and he's a 4-brained earthworm.
He's an incredibly intelligent earthworm. Versus a 1-brained human.
I think really what it comes down to is how tall is Prowler? What?
80 inches.
This is like a
Oh.
blind. Where's his height? I need to know his height. Oh, 6'2".
It's a big dude.
It's a big dude. He does have a solid 6 inches on Earthworm Jim.
He does, but he also doesn't have enhanced durability.
There's that, yeah.
And I don't know if he survives a plasma blaster or a supercharged plasma blast.
Yeah, I think he might not. He does die to, like, I don't remember what he dies to, but it wasn't a lot in the... It's just a gun.
Okay,
he just gets shot by Kingpin in Spider-Verse. It's just a gun, if I remember right.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah.
So, in a
wins.
turn of events that I don't think anyone saw coming, Earthworm Jim is our Season 2 first winner.
Yeah, he will be in the finals, fighting a slew of people, some of which include, I can tell you this, at some point, we have 2 avatars in this season.
Who? That was random?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, Earthworm Jim almost certainly won't be our champion of champions for this season.
Well, yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh.
But he's the champion of
episode 1 of season 2. We did it. We made it to season 2.
That's right.
And we've also made it to the end of this week's podcast.
Right.
If you are a YouTube viewer, we're about to say goodbye. But if you're a Twitch viewer, we're going to say goodbye as well, but we'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. So hold on. We're playing some Sly Cooper today. So
I almost said Earthworm Jim because it was on my brain.
I think I have that downloaded if we want to pivot.
Oh, that wasn't my child.
Nah, I know. That's fair. But yeah,
we can play Chrono instead.
So, I've been Austin. He's been Chris. We'll see you in the future. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.